Good evening. I'm your lead anchor for the evening, Jonna Stewart.
And I'm Rita from marketing, and I'm back here at the desk putting the broad back in broadcasting.
Yes, you are.
As if you could have forgotten me, Southern Oregon.
Yeah, you know those boys have been so unreliable lately. It seems like the ladies are the ones keeping the lights on these days.
And you're telling me. Try marketing a show where the cast doesn't even show up for photo shoots, let alone the filming.
I know. You know what? I think it's time for a change. What do you say, Rita?
I've already changed twice today.
No, I mean the show.
Oh.
I'm putting on my big girl panties and rebranding the show for good as WONN, the women-only news network.
Yes! I'll drink to that.
Me too.
Where's my bottle?
It's been an exciting last couple of weeks, folks. The British are leaving, the race for the presidency is heating up, and things of vague interest are happening locally.
Oh, that's right. Medford is looking for a new city manager.
Sorry about that.
They've narrowed it down to 3 candidates after like 3 months. Doesn't anyone want this job?
Well, it looks like Klamath County's district attorney and current chairman of the Oregon Liquor Control Commission, Rob Patridge, is the man for the job.
Isn't the head of OLCC technically Oregon's marijuana czar?
I suppose seeing as how he's the guy tasked with leading Oregon through this whole awkward transitional period we're going through right now, you know, with marijuana candy and stuff like that.
You got that too?
No. Shh. I'm just saying this guy's already in the unusual position of being a top law enforcement official and head of the state's busiest regulatory body. So could he do another job? The people are wondering.
Probably. I mean, I know the guy. I've worked with him, if you know what I mean, and he's very, very talented.
Got it. I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean. And I've been on stage with him in local theater. The guy can act.
Oh, I think that was his daughter, Maya. But yeah. I just want to say to Rob Patridge that I always follow OLCC regulations when I host the Southern Oregon Wine Review, as I call it, sour, and I would never serve anyone who's visibly intoxicated.
Yeah, well, if Rob can make Medford pull its posterior out of its anterior and actually step into the 21st century of Southern Oregon, you know, where cannabis is legal and not such a big freaking deal anymore, then more power to him.
Okay, Medford, lightening up, I'll drink to that.
Isn't it funny? You know, when I came here 17 years ago, and I said that I wanted to lead a campaign to get Britain to leave the European Union, you all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
In fact, the financial world shuddered to the tune of about $2 trillion. Here in the U.S., the stock market suffered huge losses. An estimated $800 billion just evaporated overnight.
Poof! The British pound sank to its lowest level since 1985.
1985.
And the leader of the Leave movement had some very rude things to say at the EU Assembly.
Here's the clip.
You, as a political project, are in denial. You're in denial that your currency is failing. You're in denial. Well, just look at the Mediterranean. No. As a policy to impose poverty on Greece and the rest of the Mediterranean, you've done very well. And the main reason the United Kingdom voted the way that it did is you have, by stealth, by deception, without ever telling the truth to the British or the rest of the peoples of Europe, you have imposed upon them a political union. You've imposed upon them a political union. And when the people in 2005 in the Netherlands and France voted against that political union, when they rejected the Constitution, you simply ignored them and brought the Lisbon Treaty in through the back door. We want our country back. We want our fishing waters back. We want our borders back. We want to be an independent, self-governing, normal nation. And that is what we have done, and that is what must happen. Now, I know that virtually none of you have ever done a proper job in your lives, or worked in business, or worked in trade, or indeed ever created a job. But listen, Just listen. If you were to decide to cut off your noses, to spite your faces, and to reject any idea of a sensible trade deal, the consequences would be far worse for you than it would be for us. And even no deal is better for the United Kingdom than the current rotten deal that we've got. So why don't we just be pragmatic, sensible, grown up, realistic, and let's cut between us a sensible tariff-free deal, and thereafter recognise that the United Kingdom will be your friend, that we will trade with you, we will cooperate with you, we will be your best friends in the world. But do that, do it sensibly, and allow us to go off and pursue our global ambitions and future. Thank you.
Heard there was backdoor and let's be friends and proper job. And he's since resigned.
You know, I've been interested in this whole Brexit thing, and it has people talking about it in Texas, succession, whatever you want to call it, Texit. Can you imagine?
No. I can imagine our state of Jefferson finally getting its chance to break free from Salem and Sacramento.
That would be nice if there are two more undesirable cities to live in, much live under.
Yeah. Speaking of recurring nightmares, back here in the U.S., we continue to trudge through this campaign season. Some of us desperately awaiting a rise in the level of discord that we know will never come.
Who are you kidding? Haven't you seen this? You haven't seen you this giddy in years.
I know, it's true. I thought the elections have been exciting lately, but this year is off the charts, and the field is only getting more interesting. With the Libertarian Convention wrapped and a candidate picked, national polls are beginning to show the reality of divisive and generally unlikable candidates being nominated by both major parties.
The former Republican governor and General Johnson is now being included in the polls of many major news networks. What that means, come election day, is up for debate, but polls that include him and Green Party candidate Jill Stein change the race from neck and neck to Clinton having a significant lead.
At least that was true before today. The latest polls today show her lead collapsing due to the FBI calling her out, shall we say, non-criminal negligence of classified document handling.
Well, nevertheless, this could finally be the year we see the Libertarians and Greens break up the two-party system for good.
And that's not nothing, but frankly, I think they picked the wrong guy for the top of the ticket. Johnson's vice presidential choice seems to be far more popular and grown-up adult-looking than old Gary Johnson.
As a Republican, I was re-elected by my Democrat state in a landslide.
Ditto.
I support marriage equality.
I support a woman's right to choose.
I want term limits.
Internet freedom is a must.
Intelligent immigration reform.
Small, efficient government that treats the American people like family instead of livestock.
I believe in personal freedom.
I want government out of your pocketbook and out of your bedroom.
It's time to end the wars and use those dollars here at home. The difference between the two of us and the other candidates running for president is that we've been there.
And done that.
We both balance budgets.
We've both battled corruption and won.
Give us one term, America, and if after 4 years you decide you don't like peace, prosperity, and freedom, you can always vote a Trump or a Hillary back into office again. What say, America? You in?
Come on.
It seems that Trump's hateful rhetoric and Hillary's failure to interest or energize the electorate.
And both of their legal troubles.
Oh yeah, and that this election cycle has some looking to the heavens for fiery salvation.
In a new direct matchup poll between Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and a giant meteor hitting the Earth, the meteor is polling at 13% and just short of the 15% required to get into the debate.
Well, with the chances of Bernie Sanders making it to the Oval growing ever slimmer, I think I'm about ready to endorse the giant meteor.
Me too.
If a hateful, racist bigot and a shitty grandma
Oh, that was
are
shifty,
the
but okay.
best, are the best we could come up with? Maybe it's time, or maybe we just don't elect anyone and go with Stag for 4 years. Give us some time to ourselves, America. We need space.
Yes, it's beginning to appear that no matter the winner come November, the majority of the country has already lost. An unexpected player looking to lap up after the bloodbath is Canada, with so many threatening to move to Canada and Trump hate speech about Mexicans already starting to hurt America's relationship with our most interesting border country. Some up north are looking to cash in. Blame Canada.
Yes, after the Pope's comments about a border wall being unchristian, Canada has decided to join the Pope in trolling Trump super hard and removes all visa requirements for Mexican citizens.
Yep, troll him hard. In exchange, Mexico has reportedly agreed to drop the government's ban on importing Canadian beef. That's good. Everyone loves a little Canadian beef, especially me.
Really, I like Canadian bacon much more.
Yeah. The move comes in an auspicious moment for the American presidential race.
Ha race.
You are not wrong, but seriously, Canada and its prime minister have stood in stark contrast on how we treat our neighbor countries as well as refugees from the Middle East.
Hell yeah. They have in Canada, small groups are allowed to raise money and bring refugee families over themselves.
Seriously?
Why not? They've all been cleared by Canadian intelligence, which, by the way, doesn't sound as funny as it used to, does it?
Despite the vacancy left after the death of Justice Antonin Scalia, the Supreme Court continues to try and function. President Obama's nomination of Merrick Garland has continued to be held up as the election looms even closer.
This is establishing a dangerous precedent that is eroding the confidence in the court.
I sense a deal on the horizon. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has said that she is ready to step down, but doesn't believe President Obama has the political capital to replace her with a suitable liberal justice. However, after the death of the traditionally conservative Justice Scalia, have now lost their picture of what ideal justice should be, and they think they may be willing to deal if Ginsburg is willing to put her seat on the table.
Or at least that's how they did it on West Wing.
Yeah, if only those guys were as good as the writers of this TV show.
In local news, Iron Mike is finally back.
Just in time for our traditional 4th of July celebration here in Ashland, the symbol of our pioneer spirit is once again erect.
I think you mean intact.
Well, both erect and intact, really.
Oh, isn't it a family show?
To be honest, anyone letting their kids watch local public access needs to have a neglect case opened against them.
Either way, as we reopened in our last episode, the statue had to be remounted.
My word.
Hopefully, those pesky vandals will leave Iron Mike well enough alone so he can continue to stand proud for the next 100 years.
Regrettably, another symbol of modern life in America was on display on the Ashland Plaza in a video posted this week but taken earlier sometime.
President is illegal. Yes, it is. It is. And it can get you your fucking federal money revoked. Read your fucking laws, jackass. No. No. Let go of me. Stop resisting.
Dang, dude.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. My muscles are locked. I can't unlock it because I'm not going to be violent. Please stop. Please.
What the hell are they doing? Practicing their rape tactics.
Down on your stomach. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your hand behind your back. Do it now. Put your hand behind your back. Do it now. Stop resisting. We don't want to hurt you. We don't want to be hurt. Stop resisting. Let go of me. I'm a federal officer here now.
He didn't do shit.
Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. We don't want you to be hurt.
I can't unlock my muscles. This hurts.
Put your hands behind your back. We don't want to hurt you.
Unlock my muscles. Please just let go for a minute. I'm not trying to resist. I just can't unlock my muscles. Ow! I can't. I'm autistic. Ah! I can't relax. I can't. Fucking stop.
That was in Ashland?
Yeah, that was in Ashland. It sure was.
Didn't you recognize the prominent local anti-Semite and failed Ashland mayor candidate Biome standing calmly in the background?
I suppose the screaming distracted me.
Well, the situation which led to this altercation is unclear. What we do know is it all started when the Ashland police were called in regarding a dog whose owner didn't have their vaccination proof with them while their mutt was in the downtown exclusion zone.
Where are your papers?
Yeah!
Oh. What is the downtown exclusion zone exactly?
The DEZ has been around for years and is intended to take repeat offenders against minor quality of life rules and kick them out of the downtown area permanently.
So it's like having two water fountains, one for the rich and one for the poor, right?
Yeah.
We have to keep the tourists happy and their
wallets
wallets
open. Right. More to the point, I'm fairly certain these officers would rather be doing something other than demanding doggy ducks. And I just want to say, Officer Stewart, I got your back.
So all these rules against busking for money by playing music or drinking in public or sitting on the sidewalk or smelling bad can get you expelled.
Indeed. The real issue here is the new slate of anti-homeless laws that the City Council has shoved through earlier this year, combined with the existing hug and release program in Ashland, where suspects can't even get arrested by the police, can't even do their jobs.
So the police are in a double bind then. They're stuck enforcing these petty laws.
Yeah, that's right. And I believe the boys from SONN did touch on the downtown anti-smoking ordinance in a previous broadcast.
Yes, well, of course they did. Those lads are always putting something in their mouths. An oral fixation, if you will.
Yes, let's hope the voters get fixated on their local city council elections this year. The filing window is open, people, and we certainly need someone other than Biome to choose from.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He's like the Donald Trump of Ashland.
Oh, yes. Except he's broke.
He's broke?
Yeah.
So is Trump. How many bankruptcies? And no one is funding the Republican convention.
To be fair and balanced, the police and the community had some real moments of togetherness in the last few weeks because some things we can all agree on.
Like racism, it sucks.
Yes, it sucks.
Blah.
It's June 24th, about 7:45 p.m. About 10-15 minutes ago, I was walking my beautiful dog, Caper. Hey, Capes, show the people. Beautiful. Over down A Street, about a block away from Railroad Park, so between 5th and 6th. And there's a gentleman riding his bike, and I could see that he was talking out loud. He seemed not to have a phone. I realized I think he's talking to me, so I took my headphone out of my ear. I had been jamming to the second act of Hamilton, as I am prone to do. And I took out my headphone to hear him say, and I quote, "It's still an Oregon law. I could kill a black person and be out of jail in a day and a half. Look it up. The KKK is alive and well here." I've never had such a frightening and sickening encounter. I'm shaken. I'm disgusted. I feel sick and upset. You all need to know that this isn't a theory or a prejudice that people are holding, that to be a black person walking around Ashland isn't as beautiful and as safe as we want to dream it to be. I'm okay. There was a beautiful couple, Carolyn and Dan, who overheard the altercation and came right out of their place. I couldn't imagine a more honest promotion for our Juneteenth celebration coming up on Monday. I'm going to work hard to work this off and find love. I'm going to work hard to work this off and find love.
Christiana, we got your back, girl. I hope you found lots of love in the city of Ashland backing you up. I know we held an Unpacking Racism community forum after this happened, and really proud of the people of the city of Ashland, and everybody for coming together and trying to find a solution to all of this. I know I've heard some of this pro-white, I guess you would say, maybe anti-color, anti-Judaism epithets as well being here in this town. And yeah, it's not pretty, but Christiana, you're my girl from Best Buy. I remember you from Best Buy and got your back.
I was very excited to hear about the Unpacking Racism Community Forum. And I think one of the things they did was to talk about the history of racism in this area, which is kind of eye-opening if you want to look at it, and teaches us a lot about the community. And safety is a big issue, and it's also a big issue for women. There have been women walking alone at night who have gotten attacked. So we don't want to keep our rose-colored glasses on. We want to take them off and look at what's really going on and address it together.
We really want to put on our emerald glasses so we can go to the Emerald City and see you as the lion, Christiana. But I agree as well with what Rita said. It's true. There's violence against women. There's violence against people of color, and it starts by just being threatened like this, and it stops by doing something about it. So I'm glad you stood up, Christiana.
And at some point, I would like to find out, at some point.
Go for it.
I would like to know why there are no gay bars in Ashland.
Well, there used to be.
I know there used to be a lesbian tea room. There used to be like a drag queen place. But why are these no longer around?
Because we need to open one.
Yes, we do. We need to...
Somebody loan us money to open a gay bar, please. We would like to have a gay bar.
We would like to. I mean...
Alan Sandler, give us a call. Maybe you could open a gay bar with us. You have buildings here in downtown. That'd be great.
Or at least a lesbian tea room.
Well, okay.
Really?
We'll settle for a lesbian tea room. But I want cocktails, okay?
Yes, okay. We have the hard tea. We're going to have some of that hard tea.
Hard tea and transgenders, please. And drag queens, because they're fun.
And just tune in next week when I will read a poem about my hysterectomy.
Oh, yeah.
Called Frankenwomb.
It's really great. You don't want to miss it. Stay classy, Southern Oregon. We'll see you next time.
So, police reports have been filed, and what you're looking at in this room is a coalition of people, all ages, all colors, all shapes, all orientation, putting words to action to make something happen here in Ashland, Oregon. I can't thank people enough for the outpouring of support, outrage, and love. Let's galvanize and make things happen.
Well, we're back.
To see more locally, tune in to Rogue Valley Television. Programming produced, directed, and hosted by women here on the Women Only News Network.
Many programs are produced right here in Ashland by powerful priestess types, feminists, community healers, leaders, channelers, pricklers and pears, all right here, all around the crystal ball.
And goddesses.
Yes.
So, we will see you next time. Remember, don't do what we do.
No, but do it better than we do.
Yes.
Apparently we have 5.
We have minutes.
We have 5 channels to run by you. There is a channeler in town who was able to channel Alexander Hamilton and ask him what he thought of the new Broadway musical. And apparently he was very flattered and happy about that. Did you hear about that?
I didn't. Tell me about that.
Well,
what did he say?
He said that he really liked how the diversity was captured in his story. When most people think of Alexander Hamilton, they think of this white bread British man. They don't realize his unusual journey from the Caribbean islands to the United States. In fact, we really don't know that much about our founding fathers, and we hold them in this kind of false esteem when really, if we got to know them, we might respect them even more because...
Well, you know, they did eat opium, so... You
That's
know,
true.
it's true. We think that they were all on the straight and narrow, those powdered wigs and, you know, the white stockings and high heels and stuff. But
Yes, yes,
they were up to some other things.
yes, yes.
Well,
Well,
you know, I don't know what you guys want to talk about, but I always want to talk about wine. So I just wanted to put another plug out there. Linda Donovan is getting ready to open the Urban Cork in downtown Medford. And, you know, I'm glad to see something happening in downtown Medford because there's been a lot of talk about Hope Village, which is the tiny houses program for homeless people.
oh, I love that.
I love that too. I mean, what is wrong with tiny houses with no bathrooms? It's like the perfect situation, right? You have to clean the bathroom. You know, it's just enough space to sleep.
Yeah, just
and-
pee out the window, for God's sake.
Right. Yeah, what do we need
Now,
bathrooms
I
for? No
wanted to
kitchens.
say, I would like to propose a Sex in the Glass wine contest, maybe
Oh,
for your show.
yeah.
Every week you could have, you know.
Sex in the Glass.
What is Sex in the Glass this week? Which
Oh,
wins
yeah.
the award for Sex in the Glass?
Sex in the Glass. Well, you know, my choice is always Eric Weisinger for Sex in the Glass. But, you know.
Juneteenth. How could we leave that out?
Oh, yes. Well, Juneteenth. It was an awesome celebration.
It was. It gave me shivers seeing them sing and dance. I just shivers all up and down my body.
That we have each other, and we will rise, we will rise, we will rise.
Come back next week for more Frankenwomb, Sex in a Glass, and Women on Top.
And remember, all lives matter.
That's right.
Treat the police nicely. And everybody else.
Yeah. Live
See
and
you
let
later.
live. Bye.